Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the SS Ultimate backlash that is currently going on in literal wildfires, in the literate sense here, on social media, not literally in real life, but on social media, because holy jeez. So I I went on Twitter for like a couple of seconds earlier today just to look at whatever, and what I was not expecting to see is boycott Mulan as the top trend on Twitter, and I was like, whoa, what happened? Now, for anybody of my viewers that don't know, I'm a huge Mulan fan. I actually really enjoyed Mulan as a kid. It's one of my favorite Disney movies because it's like the Mulan Disney movie. I felt was a lot different from the other Disney movies out there. At the time it had a lot of action. I mean, it did have its musical stuff in there, because it was a Disney cartoon movie, but it had a lot of action and it had a lot of good messages in the movie itself, and it was I thought a really good story in itself. So when they were doing a live action remake of this, this was probably one of the ones I was most interested in, because this is one of the fewest live action Disney movies that I feel like really can work in live action, with the musicals or not. I mean, I think they didn't need to take away the musicals to keep the realism action in it, because supposedly there isn't going to be any music in this live action movie. They made it work with the cartoon. I think they could make it work here, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do it. Plus, also, Mushi is not going to be in here either, and I don't think that's a good idea either. It's like seriously, you can get rid of my Dragon Boy up in here. Eddie Murphy is still available, And again, he's doing the shit with the truck thing, so maybe that's why. But it's live action, so I mean. Well, that's why I was thinking maybe they could get away with it because it's live action, but technically his character would be animated, so maybe not. But they didn't have him for Mulan too, but they got someone that was really close to sounding like him. But anyways, so getting to this topic though, on Twitter there was hashtag boycott Mulan, and I was like, what the hell happened? Like, because I knew right away someone said something. I didn't know if it was the person who was playing Mulan or if it was a director or someone. I was like, for this to be the number one trend, because Mulan was probably one of the more anticipated movies for Disney that was coming out of any of them. People seen that trailer, you've seen the action and shit like that going on. A lot of people were looking forward to this. So when the number one trend on Twitter is hashtag boycott Mulan, and it just comes out of nowhere, it's like, oh shit, something's going on here. Something's going on. You know what I mean? Something's going on, because this just doesn't happen overnight like that. Okay, so boycott Mulan was up because the Mulan actor that's casted to be the live action Mulan, I don't really know how to say her name, so I'm just going to say that she's the Mulan actor. But basically the Mulan actor had basically made a comment on another social media account. I'm not exactly sure which one it was. It was in Chinese, but it was translated. She basically said that she supports the brutality because China, they basically there was this leaked video of police in China basically beating the shit out of a couple of civilians or whatever there, and it was very bad. It was brutal. I seen it. It was brutal. It was an absolute brutal, disgusting act. And she basically said that she supports it, and then she also said, attack me. She basically told, all you can attack me, basically asking for the hate that she's about to get. And not a good looking. People are not happy about it. If I was Disney, I wouldn't be happy about this, because, she's basically asking for the attention. She basically fed the attention. This is a career hurter for her, because you see this shit with Brie Larson. She made that comment. And she has never recovered with most of the public's eye. Yeah, Captain Marvel did good, but that was mostly because of Marvel Studios as a brand, not so much because of her. And this is one of those statements that, this isn't really more of a political type statement. Well, it's a political statement more in China, not so much in the U.S., I should say, really. I guess, in a way. But I think this is going to hurt the movie. Because you just seen Lion King, which I don't even think Lion King, the remake Lion King, was not even a great film. I thought it was an okay film. It was definitely not a $1 billion franchise. It made $1 billion based on name recognition alone. I don't agree with the director's approach to making the characters expressionless, because a lot of people talked about how they were expressionless. You couldn't really tell what they were doing. I agree with that. I thought, and there were a couple other things too that I had issues with the movie as well too. But I made a video already about my whole thing about the Lion King movie. It wasn't a great movie. It was an okay movie, but not $1 billion. It was not $1 billion movie. It made $1 billion based on name recognition alone, and that's the only reason. Aladdin definitely deserved what it got. Aladdin deserved it. I was more... And the funny thing about Aladdin and Lion King, I thought the Lion King movie was going to do better than Aladdin. Like, in terms of movie quality, I thought the Lion King live action would have been better than Aladdin going into both of those movies. And by the time I got out of both movie theaters, I flip-flopped. My opinion changed. Aladdin was the better film. Lion King was not. It literally... And that's rare for me, like, where I come out like that. It was one of those things where I couldn't believe it. But with Mulan here, this is not a good look, and I'm gonna get into some other shit, because I know some people have been bringing this up on Twitter about the whole she's doing it for China and she doesn't want to look bad to her people in China. I'm gonna bring this up too. So she said these statements. I don't think Disney has said anything yet, but it's bad right now. It's really bad. And I don't know if Disney's gonna say anything about it. But if this affects the sales of Mulan, it's because of this. Because Mulan is one of the most beloved franchised films that Disney produced. And these live action films, these remakes, pretty much the films are just making money based off of name recognition for the most part. That's what they're making it, because these films are trying to gravitate towards people that grew up with it, like me, that watched them as kids, watched the cartoon version as a kid, and then now is grown up, and they probably figure a lot of people will have kids by now, but even if they don't, some of them will just go because they remember it as kids, and some of these I have gone to, right? So as well as probably you have. And these things right now with these issues, this is not going to help the film. As a matter of fact, like I said, if this film tanks, it's because of this. Like, if this film's tank, because name recognition alone, this film is going to make money. Because Mulan, again, was one of the most popular and profitable films in the 90s during the Disney Renaissance. So, if this film does, and like I said, this film might bomb because of this. Like, this is not like political stuff. This is not U.S. political stuff. And again, I don't exactly know how many Chinese people, China people, have seen the original cartoon Mulan. I could be wrong on that. They might have released it in China. I'm not sure. Someone could, if someone knows the information about that, let me know. But I'm almost certain that most of these movies are mostly trying to appeal to people in the United States and Canada, in main places in North America that they've been released in. They're not trying to mainly appeal. I mean, obviously they're trying to get into other countries too and get money off of that too. China's become a big seller as of recent years for theater money. But I don't exactly know how many of these other countries outside of North America are willing to support this movie enough like a US market's going to support it, that understands and remembers the franchise, as kids, because that's what they're trying to appeal to. They're trying to appeal to a lot of the nostalgic kids that grew up with these films. That's what their bread and butter is for the majority of these ticket sales that they're going to get for these movies. And this is not a good sight. Now, I wanted to give this actor the benefit of the doubt because obviously in China, as we all know, China's a communist country and they have a lot of shitty laws over there. Let's not modify this as much as possible because it's a fact. China is very, very bad when it comes to speech over there. Obviously, they don't have freedom of speech. It's a communist country, and it's been like that for several decades. And they got very strict laws. So I wanted to kind of give her the benefit of doubt, like, because some people were saying, well, how do you know she doesn't have family there or something like that? How do you not know she has any relatives there or anything like that? And she's like afraid for their safety. Because obviously all the Chinese celebrities over there are backing them, right? And she doesn't want any backlash. Here's the thing. I was looking at some of her, her bio and stuff like that. I was looking at some of the stuff she has done through the years. And yes, she was born in China. However, she later moved to the U.S. and she became a U.S. citizen. So she is a U.S. citizen. And she currently does live in the United States. And as for her parents, she moved when she was around 10 years old. She moved to the U.S. when she was around 10 years old. And while she was in the U.S., New York City, while she was in the U.S., she became a citizen, as well as her parents. So, I don't buy it. I don't buy, she was doing this as like a scare tactic. I don't buy that she did this as a scare tactic. Because, she's kind of forced to do it because, she goes over to China again, that they'll probably, kill her or kill her family or arrest her. I don't believe this because most of her family is here in the U.S. She was an only child, and obviously she was an only child because in China they have laws where you can only have one kid. That's why usually you see a lot of female kids being put into foster care into the United States because usually it's sacred that if you have a male in China that you should have the male kid. or whatever, dumb, stupid laws that they have in China, basically, because they're overpopulated. It was a law that China made because they're overpopulated over there, but again, it's still a stupid law to do that shit. But I I don't know what Disney's gonna do. I mean, Disney is in a shitty position. I can tell you that right now. I mean, I'll talk about the whole, the Ariel controversy in itself. I mean, you guys know where I am on that, but the source material and all of that stuff. But this right here, this is not good, because basically the actor who is in a movie that you're baking on the nostalgia fans to go to has basically said fuck you to your fan base, and they're now going to boycott this film and not go see it. And if you really think, by the way, because I know some people are going to oh, well, they all said they were going to boycott Captain Marvel. They all said they were going to boycott Captain Marvel, and all the people went to Captain Marvel, right? Different thing altogether. Captain Marvel, again, was behind a very good brand in Marvel, which averages either around $800 million to $1 billion per film. Very, very marketable franchise. Plus, despite the whole political issues that were surrounding Brie Larson's comments, her comments were not violent. Brie Larson's comments were not violent. I mean, yeah, was she a dick to saying that the films were not for men? For 40-year-old men? Which, believe me, I still, resent Brie Larson for saying it. Not a fan of Brie Larson because of her statement. Don't hate Captain Marvel as a character. I just don't like her as an actor for saying it. Because she's basically saying that a film is not for another slight of people. It's not for, it's not for you. It's not for men. Even though superhero films are for everybody. That's what my biggest beef with Brie Larson is. You don't say that shit. But with this actor that's playing Mulan, she is basically flat out supporting the brutality of innocent people, police abusing their powers, which, by the way, it's something that's a big issue here in the U.S. Obviously not nearly as bad as the brutality we witnessed on video, but still, it happens here in the U.S., many different cases. Which is probably why it's even more backlash than ever. Because of, the open brutality. And obviously this is something that Chinese police are allowed to do because, they're a communist country. They have secret police over there to attack people, whenever they want, because that's what they do. That's what they do. That's their government. They're a communist country. They don't give a shit. So what I think she has done, she has made herself public enemy number one to everybody, and I think this is going to hurt the film. And honestly, if I was Disney right now, I wouldn't even know what I would do at this point. I don't think they can. No, I don't think they can fire her because they've already done the film. The film's done. They already did the film. They got the trailer out. The film was all recorded. Obviously they might go into reshoots, but they can't reshoot the entire whole movie again. You can't reshoot the entire movie again. With a new actor and all that, but I mean, this is not a good look. This really isn't. I mean, I, I mean, no, Disney right now I don't think has said anything. They have not. They have not said anything. Not that that doesn't mean they won't. My take on her, the Mulan actor, is she should have not said anything. Like my whole thing is, I mean, I'm not a huge YouTuber, and I'm not like a a big celebrity or anything like that, and I'm not claiming to be one. But if I was in her shoes, or if I was in a celebrity's shoes, like these, and I was and I was like, and there was like an issue, something like this, a significant, just don't say anything. If you don't have anything good to say, good or negative to say, I guess in this case, if you don't have anything good to say that's not going to make one side or the other happy, don't say anything at all. Just ignore it and move on to your business. And if I was in her shoes, that's what I would do. I wouldn't even have commented on the matter. I would have just left it alone. Even if I was being pressured into it, I would just leave it alone, because they can't penalize you if you don't say anything. They can't penalize you if you don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't like not do anything to me if I didn't say anything about it. Especially her last sentence, saying, attack me. She's flat out asking for, she's flat out asking for attention at that point. She's basically encouraging a backlash by saying, attack me. These were her words. Attack me. That's just stupid. I mean, if she had just cut that out and said, I support this, or whatever, maybe it wouldn't have been as brutal, because maybe more people would have thought that, oh, well, maybe it's because she's, afraid for her family getting attacked or something like that. But then when she just comes out in the next sentence and says, attack me, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, this is all over news and shit, too. I mean, it's like, jeez. I mean, this is just insane looking at this. I mean, I just don't. That's what I say, just sometimes you just gotta, just not say anything. Just sometimes you just gotta just let it go and not say anything about it. And I think this was a situation where she should have just shut up. She should just shut up and not said anything about it. That way, you keep the fans happy, and at the same time, you don't piss off the Chinese government. If you don't say anything, you can't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I think she should have done. I think she should have just left it alone and just moved on. But no, I mean, she didn't do it, and that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem I have right now, and probably most people do, is just leave it alone and not say anything. But like I said, I don't know if Disney's going to ever make a statement about this. I mean, like I said, I doubt they're going to fire her, because, they've already done all they've recorded everything. It's all done. It's all done. But I'm going to say right now, if this film bombs because of this, if the film bombs, it's because of this. It's not because of the quality of the film. Because the Lion King was not a great film at all, and it made $1 billion. Lion King was not a great film. It was an okay film. It made $1 billion. Aladdin was an okay. Well, I shouldn't say okay, because it was much better than Lion King. Aladdin was a good film. Not better than the original, obviously, but I would say that Aladdin was the better I would say the Aladdin live action was the better films compared to all these other live action movies so far. Comparing them all to the other live action remakes, I think Aladdin is probably right up there as the best, if not the best, for live action at least. Money wise and quality film wise. So yeah, this is what I don't know, guys. I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about this because, like, I'm really looking forward to the film, and I just, it's just one of those things where this is gonna be tough for everybody. Looking at this, if you guys still want to go see this film or not. Yeah, guys, that's where my take is on this. Like I said, if there's any information that I didn't cover or anything I didn't that I might have missed about her, I'm not sure. I just kind of briefly looked through her stuff, see where everything is at. But like I said, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think this film will be at? Do you think the film will still be good? Do you think the film will still make money? I don't know. At this point, when it comes to films and all this political drama being involved in the films, it's just ruining the fun out of a lot of this stuff, and it's really unfortunate. I just want to go see a good movie. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a good movie. I don't want to see all this political crap into it, and all this political drama. I'm sick of the political drama shit. Every movie, I mean, Lion King wasn't a great movie, but I mean, it was not a political movie like a lot of these YouTubers say it was. Not saying that there aren't movies that have political agendas on them. I'm just saying that I think a lot of people are taking it way too seriously with every film that comes out now, because now every film has some type of political influence to most YouTubers' minds these days, which I just think is ridiculous. Not every film is that bad in terms of political issues, but it's I just don't know. I just don't know where we're at with this film. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. Peace.